Good evening, people. Eating this little piece of candy. Urologic Oncology, Seminars and Original Investigations. It's interesting, man. I start reading some of these books when I'll be at work in these little magazines and things. Educate myself a little bit more before I turn into a conspiracy theorist and, think that these doctors, they don't care about healing people. Everybody's not the same. Some people just think it's all about the bag. But everybody, may not think the same. They may have these, groups of people that actually do care about others. But, because of the way of the world, you would tend to think that, everything is a conspiracy, man. They want to keep us sick. They don't want to, they may have actual, we're trying to research something that can actually heal people if we give them a chance, man. And my shit is completely getting gray, man. Damn, son. Shit, man. Let me put this magazine back. Damn, son, my shit's black, nigga. Like, my shit gray, man. Damn. This happens when you get old, man. But yeah, man, imagine, I was just thinking about this story in my head. So imagine, right, you own a house. It's a family house passed down by, your grandparents. And you occupying the crib. It's your crib, pretty much. You're paying the bills here. You've been here, for a minute. You've been here for a few years, whatever. But it's your shit. You established in the hood. Everybody knows, like, that's such and such. That's their house. That's their shit. Right? And something bad happens across town, or whatever, to some people. Some real bad stuff, like they got abused, they were tortured and everything. They ended up escaping. Some of them escaped, whatever. And they go to your grandmother. Grandmother says, you know what? I'll let you stay. I don't really have nowhere for you guys to go. Some of them went to her house, but some may have came to your house, right? And you was opposed to this, like, nah, Grandma convinced you, like, oh, look, they gonna rock here. I'm the one that gave you the house, but let them rock. You know what I'm saying? Let them rock, man. Like, but Grandma, like, this is our house. Like, I got my family here. Like, yeah, but they've been through some traumatizing things. Just let them rock. Like, come on, man. Just be nice. Show them how we are. Show them that we're nice people and things like that. We do portray ourselves as nice and giving people, right? So let's show people how nice and giving we are. We can take the humble road, right? So you have pretty much no choice, and they come into the house. Grandma, sets them up. There's really no space, but because you got your kids there. So Grandma sets them up, in the living room. Then Grandma gives them a tour of the house. Gives the bathroom, everything. They're like, damn, we got such a nice room. Like, wow, Next thing you know, why don't you let them, take the room for the night, man? They went through some traumatizing things. Let them take the room for the night. Come on, be a good sport. But Grandma, like, it's my house, it's my room, like. And she ain't trying to hear that. She's like, listen, they've been through some things, a lot of trauma. Just look out for them for the night. Just for the night. So, sorry. You let them take the you let them take the room for the night. You're like, all right, fuck it. You know, they went through some things, whatever. You know, it was on the news. You know, I'll let them rock for the night, Grandma. All right, I'll let them rock for the night. Excuse me. Sorry, no, I just ate. So you let them rock for the night. And the next night comes, they still there. They're loving the room. You know, just one more night. You let them rock one more night. Boom. Another night go by. Another night go by. You're like, what the hell, man? Like, let me get my room back. Like, you call Grandma. Like, look, Grandma, they've been in the room for like a few days now. Like, I thought it was just one night. You know, they've been through so much trauma. You know, just, you know, bear with them, you know. And, you know, you'll get your room back. Just chill out, man, you know. We're just trying to let them get themselves gathered together and get themselves back on track. Just chill. You're like, you're really pissed off now. You're like, all right, you know what, boom. No problem, Grandma. So now, his homeboys come by. So the homeboys come, and, you know, they're like, this is a really nice house, you know. I really love your room, man. You know, and look at, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, you know, it's getting late. You know, let me, you know what I'm saying? I might have to, you know, take a chance and go out late, go home, man. Guy's like, man, you guys can stay here for the night, man. He just makes the decision without you. Guys can stay here for the night. Right? So, he's like, you know, in order for you guys to stay, you know, you guys can, probably sleep downstairs with those guys, man. So now you're like, what? Sleep down here? What do you mean it's late? Like, send them home. Yeah, but, you know, we don't want them out there traveling. You know, they've been through some traumatizing things. You know, everything is trauma so far, right? So now, you're like, you know what? This shit is crazy. So now you really getting livid. Mind you, this is your house. You've been paying the rent here for years. So now, not only are they here, they're eating up the food, drinking up all the water, the juice, everything. So now, the friends don't want to leave. A couple of days go by now, you still can't get your room. Now the homeboys is here, and these dudes look scary. And now, they're looking at your kids' room. Now you really like, nah, this is where I draw the line, man. Nah, you guys can back that toast on your fam. Listen, you taking the kids' room, man. Y'all all gonna sleep downstairs. You like, oh shit, I thought these people went through some trauma. These people is aggressive, like, what the? You know, and now you call Grandma, you know, this dude pulled a weapon on me in my own house because I don't want to give up my kid's room to his friends. So now, Grandma calls and like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, I didn't authorize you guys to do that. I just told you guys to chill, get yourself together. Grandma, you know, they telling her, you know, listen, just chill, you know, we got this. Just take care of what you gotta take care of. Mind you, these people don't look like you. These people are not your family. They're not Grandma's family at all. She don't really know these people like that. She knows them because she do business with them, but she don't know them personally. She just had sympathy, allegedly, for them and is allowing this to happen. She's not stopping it by telling them to leave. She could have easily called the authorities and had them removed. But she's not doing that. So now, she's resolved everything. They come downstairs, they apologize, say, look, you know, there's a misunderstanding, whatever. You know, we're gonna leave soon, just chill, you know. We didn't mean to do that, you know, excuse my guy, whatever. And you're like, all right, no problem, man. You know, my kids, we just want our stuff back. We want our house back. You know, they're like, all right, we understand. More time goes by. So now, because, you know, they're here, they're eating up the food. They're drinking up the water, you know, they're still continuing to do that. Next thing you know, more of them come over. And now they're like, yo, fam, we need you to go in the basement, man. Take your kids, go in the basement, man. He's like, but I thought it was, you know what I mean? Like, I was just starting to accept the fact that I'm not getting my room back anytime soon because you guys are trying to get yourselves straight. But now, you're telling me I gotta sleep in the basement of my own house? What? So now, it's just about to pop. The neighbors now are seeing this, and the neighbors are like, damn, B, like, he's gonna do it over there, man. Like, I wonder how he's coping with that. Some of the neighbors even, you know, try to speak up, like, yo, what's going on? Spoke to the neighbor, told to mind their business. Listen, mind your business, or you know, or we gonna come for you. So they fell back. So now, now you're being forced to live in the basement, and you have your kids there. You're not trying to get into no real physical altercation because you already see these guys are playing with weapons. So you know what? You take the high road. Y'all go in the basement. Next thing you know, they see you going in the kitchen. They put a padlock on the refrigerator. They tell you, yo, fam, you can't cook here, you can't eat here, man. Why don't you just leave? Let us just have the house, man. You know, we've been here for a little bit now. You know, we feel at home. Why don't you just go stay with your neighbor, man? And you're like, what? This is my house. Now it's like, you know what? This is pissing me off, man. You already was pissed off, but now it's like, damn, you guys are really disrespectful, man. Like, you guys don't care. So now, you know, your neighbors are like, damn, man, you're gonna do it over there, man. Here's a little something. They start helping you out. Now you gotta buy food and everything. The money starts to run short. You're like, fuck it, I'm not paying the rent no more, man. Fuck this shit. Like, you know, next thing you know, the water's cut off. So now you built, matter of fact, you built everything you needed to build in your basement. You accepted the terms. You know, your people's looking out for you and everything like that. I'm sorry I skipped that part. But, you know, people looking out, making sure you have certain things. And then the next thing you know, you got your shower set up. You got everything set up. You got a new kitchen downstairs. These motherfuckers turn off the water. So now you can't access water. And they like, yo, why don't you just leave, man? Now, you're pissed off. You're like, yo, what the hell, man? Like, so now you start, you know, because you can't afford to keep buying food out every night. And then it's like, where am I gonna go? They don't care where you go. Why don't you go stay with your neighbors? Since they love you so much and they're so nosy, go stay with them. Now you're like, you know what, man? I've been trying to refrain from being violent, but I'm gonna have to get violent. So now y'all start popping off on each other in the crib. Now it's war. Every time y'all see each other in the crib, y'all scrapping. Boom, boom, boom. Now, they come downstairs, they start wrecking shit every day. Why don't you guys just fucking leave? They're trying to lock doors. They're breaking doors down now. Like, you're coming upstairs stealing food. Because it's like, damn, at some point in time, like, well, something's got to give. You're running out of money. You know what I'm saying? So now you can't really feed your kids. Your kids don't got water to drink. You know what I'm saying? You got to, you know what I'm saying, do all kind of mechanisms just to survive. And you reached your breaking point. Now they're mad. Now they're playing victim again. Like, yo, this guy. Now they're calling your grandmother, your grandson, man. He attacked us today. We're going home and we're minding our business. We had bought some groceries, and next thing you know, we're being attacked. He punched one of us in the face, knocked us down. You know what I'm saying? He pushed my girl to the wall, and she calls us, yo, what the hell is wrong with you? You guys are animals. Why would you do that to them? After all they've been through, the trauma. Notice that word trauma again. After all they've been through, like, why would you do that? They took over our house. They threaten my kids. They beat my kids up. They turned off the water here. Do you not care what's going on? You even call the police. They turn the blind eye. Like, yeah, there's nothing we can do here. You know, they've been through some trauma, some traumatizing things. You know, just, you know, bear with. So we gotta, because they went through trauma a while ago, I gotta keep dealing with trauma of my own. And then I'm called crazy and I'm called an animal because I'm just trying to, you know, provide for my family and protect my family. And I can't even feed my family. Something's wrong there. You know, and if you was in that situation, how would you feel when you're being pushed out of your own house? And then you don't have the weapons to fight them, so now, you know, a couple of your neighbors might hand you a couple of handguns, like, yo, look, man, you might have to get gully with them. Here's a handgun, do what you gotta do. You try to get busy, but they got bigger guns. Then they got more people coming through. It's just you by yourself, really. And then maybe a neighbor or two might come and step in, and then, but they got their situation over there. They ain't trying to lose their shit, because they're like, damn, we lose this fight, fam, they gonna come knocking on our door. So they try to, you know, stick and move when it comes to helping you, but ain't nobody stepping up. So it's like, fam, what do you want me to do? Should I just leave? But it's like now, it's like I'm allowing somebody to just push me out of my space. And people feel like, yo, we're not leaving. What would you do in that situation? Now, does that situation sound similar? But yet we would call those people that are trying to just get some type of respect from the people that they allowed into their home, or who were brought to their home, took over their home, and now they're being called crazy because they're going wild in the streets now, and they're going wild in the house. You know, they look crazy, they're acting crazy now. People are portraying them as violent now, but the whole time you're trying to be peaceful. The whole time you're trying to, you know, turn the other cheek. What are we supposed to do here? And if anybody speaks out, oh, they've been through trauma, you know, it's all right, man, you know. Everybody's picking on them. So it's like, yo, these people that lost their house, they just shit out of love, just turn the other cheek and leave. And they just like, why don't you just leave? So I build everything up here for you to come and just take it, and then I gotta leave and just take it on the chin and smile about it. I'm not supposed to be upset. No human emotion is supposed to be seen at all from me. I'm just supposed to, and you just walking in my house, taking over my house, and I gotta walk that way with my kids. Then you start attacking me and my kids. Where's the respect for us? There was never any respect for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the same playbook that has been used by governments, evil people that have come and taken lands from other people. You know, and you know, this is a story I'm pretty sure most people of color can relate to. You know, it's crazy, man. But that was the story. You know, I messed up a few things, but you know, I hope you get the gist of what I was trying to say, man. Anyway, Many Face Publishing, I'm out, man. Have a good night, man.